Hey guys, Jerry here and welcome to Rodina. Rodina is a new game. I think, I don't know if it's actually released or if it's still in a sort of a pre-release greenlight. It's not on Steam, but it is an indie game by pretty much one developer as far as I know. It's version 103, which I guess is the newest one from what I've heard. And what the game is basically a space exploration simulator slash game. The game aspects of it are, as far as I can tell, largely incomplete, but as you can see, I click the start button and the game just starts. So, at the moment we are on a brown planet, and my serial number apparently is SRA-0017. And apparently that has to be encrypted for a very long time. Your name. My name is most definitely not Sarah. My name is Jerry. Acknowledge. And I can jump. Ooh, that's not a lot of gravity here. But there's a green circle over here, which, as far as is usually my ship. So let's go over and have a look at it. As you can see, the game does not have any hit bobbing at the moment, which actually feels rather strange. I'm kind of hoping that that's one of the things the developer is going to implement soon enough. Either some hit bobbing or at least give the player model, make the player model like a robot or something that's floating in the air, because at the moment it doesn't really fit together that I'm supposedly an air-breathing living being in a spacesuit, yet there's no hit bobbing at all. Like, there should be really, really insane hit bobbing. I think that would do a lot to kind of increase the immersion in the game. So the airlock, actually let's just have a look at the ship outside here. As you can see, it's largely untextured. It's a rather simple model, but as far as I know, that might actually have a purpose behind it. So let's go inside. Close the airlock, get some air in here, and have a look inside. Now this is a bit better looking. Again, not a lot of texture depth, but again, it looks like just very clean metal surfaces with the light reflecting quite nicely on. We have an operations computer here, which says alternate weapon control, and not much else I can do. Ship health 100%, which I'm kind of hoping that seems to be the way you should start, at least. Storage closets, barrels which you can't interact with, table, more doors, I think, and yeah, there's actually an entire ship to explore. If we look at the airlock computer here, which is pretty much the main computer for some reason, you can kind of see the layout of the entire thing. So right now we are standing here. This is the airlock, and then if you can kind of see the general shape of the ship here, bent out in the middle. We have the bridge here, and then we have the, I think it's the faster than light drive we have over here. I can kind of mess with the layout of the various things here by using the buttons over here. So for instance, if I want to, let's mess a bit with the faster than light engine room up here, and say, okay, we want to expand the room here a bit. So now we just remove all the walls here, also that one, and then you can see there's a door here. So this is a separate room with a door down here, so let us close that off again. This is also a separate room, so let's close that off. I believe we might have, oh, there's a door there. It's fine. It's fine. And let's see up here. That's kind of a strange shape there. Actually, this entire room, do we really need this? Let's see, entities, move. Let's move all this stuff. Just put it out here. And then we can get rid of this room entirely and see if it actually changes the shape of the ship. Let's rotate this one a bit. There we go. And the other computer here, like that. And then we can put this one over here, I guess. This one over here. And apparently this thing's battery powered, so let's put the batteries next to it as well. And then we have this little thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but... Anyway, back. Let us clear this and see if we can actually affect the shape of the ship. There's a door there. Can we clear door? There we go. And finally I want... there. Alright, now we've changed the shape of the ship a bit. Let's actually remove a bit of this as well. Because that corridor doesn't need to be there. And done. Alright, now let's open the airlock outside and actually go around and see if we have a dent in our ship now. I don't really see a dent as such. So I'm not quite sure that the size of the ship's actually affected. That's kinda... I mean, considering that the ship is just a model like that and it's actually all integrated, I would assume... Okay, let's try something rather insane here. I don't know why I did that. We can access the computer without... let us... Can we extend this corridor? Nope, we cannot. Alright. So it would appear that the shape of the ship is kind of predefined. That's something there. I kind of feel a bit... It could have been so much more interesting if you can make your own shape ship completely. Can we actually move this and then try and shorten the ship a bit? Let us just give it a try. Move faster than that drive. Actually, I kind of want this down in the back here. I want it right here. And these barrels, they can just come into storage room here. Operations console, let's move all the way down here. Just see if we can cut off the tip here. Alright, back and clear. Clear these doors. Can we not clear these doors? Come on. Why can I not remove these? Whatever the hell they are. Oh, they're... That's because they're entities. Okay, delete. There we go. And finally, actually, can we... Shower, sink, storage closet, toilet. Houseplant, another drive. Let's put... I don't know. What can we put up here? Some archives. Let's put those at the very front of the ship. That makes a lot of sense, huh? I'm kind of wanting to move the helm to the ship. Save that. Let's call it the USS. The USS Jerry. There we go. Done. And just have a quick look outside again. See if that actually did anything, if we shortened the ship. And it would not appear, so no. Okay, so the ship has a predefined shape. Well, let's go inside the ship and actually have a flight. I guess we can either use the computer there. I saw there was a button for remote control, or we could go sit in the pilot's seat. As you can see now, we have the faster than light drive all the way back here where we put it. And if I just a moment before it goes to the bridge, I want to check out over here, because if I recall correctly, yeah, bedroom. Yay! We have a place to sleep. And in here, bathrooms. Alright, that's the base necessities of ship operations, at least, are there. So let us jump in the pilot station here and take off. And then, of course, one of the rather unique things about this game is that it features, like, instead of having separate buttons for, so you would press 1 to get to docking speed, then 2 to get to combat speed, you instead have a clutch. And then you basically, you hold down right mouse button, and then you click W to kind of fiddle with the clutch if you want to go faster, or S if you want to go slower. So right now we're in combat speed, which is apparently the fastest speed we have. And I can see there's a point of interest over here on the planet, so let's just try and see if we can land somewhat close to that. And yeah, like one of the things this game really has going for it is that it gives one of the best senses of scale I've ever seen in a game. Come on, softly, softly. Whatever. Let's just roll around for a bit here. And hopefully that should do it, yeah. It gives a really good sense of scale, like all the way from the distances between planets to the size of those planets once you actually get down to them. As you can see, we have the point of interest up in this direction, so let's just have a quick bunny hop across the mountains here, and you can see there's something up here. Let's see, we have, what, missile ammo? Interesting. We have an empty barrel. Sure, why not? Down here, another empty barrel. Some more missile ammo or a crate or whatnot. Cruise engine upgrades. Look up to the radar signals of heavenly bodies. Ooh, there we go. And a data stick, which has some of the story, which I'm not gonna read for you guys. Again, something I should mention, like this is probably a good time to do it, is that the game is actually out for free if you want to play less than 60 minutes. The free demo allows you up to 60 minutes of play from the full game, and from what I've seen, that should allow you to get to the first big planet and actually have a good bit of good impression of the game. The content thereafter I'm not so sure about, because I have not yet actually played much beyond the first planet. So let us go up here, and you can see we now have cruising speed. In order to kind of condense this video a bit, I'm gonna load another game now. Alright, I'm gonna take that as a vote in favor of the game not yet being completed, that you can't load games when you're in another game. It just crashes the game. Anyway, this is a playthrough which is a bit further ahead. Let's just quickly shift up, not that much. We don't need the faster than light right now. But this is the first planet that you're gonna arrive at in the game. It is also the planet that is the least defended, believe it or not. All those red dots here, they're compared to what you're gonna get up against later on. These guys are nothing. But I'm gonna let you guys judge that. Actually, let us try and approach one of these and then see just exactly what we're up against. As you can see, there are also points of interest on the surface, but that's gonna be a bit more. It's gonna take a bit of extra time to actually get to those. So let us see if we can. Is this guy above or below the atmosphere? He's above, okay. Let us get close enough that we trigger the combat music. There we are. Combat speed, and... oh, he's logging missiles on us. Hopefully we can dodge them. He's some sort of butterfly thingy. It's kind of pretty cool. Alright, let's do some barrel rolls and some wild maneuvers here, see if we can avoid the missiles. Oh, that was close. Like, I think these guys are sort of planetary defense missile drone kind of deals. Ah, god damn it, we got hit. Alright, we're hit. Where is he? Where is he? Down there. Okay, I got you now, bitch. Or at least, oops. Missed me. And we got him. There we go. The missile launching drone butterfly is dead. Alright. Missile launching, not mission launching. Oh god, still missiles. Where are these missiles? Whoops. It's just one remaining, I guess. Oh well. That's a goner. Alright, let us shift up a bit and see if we can actually find one of these points of interest on the surface, and then we can try and land somewhere close to it. There are two right here, actually. try and get some control over my ship again. That's good for this one. As you can see, now steep re-entry, so let us abort! Alright. So yeah, planetary atmosphere entry is one of the hardest things I found in this game. Until I discovered that pretty much what you need to do is you gotta hold W and control. That pretty much automatically gives you the correct vector. Pretty much. Almost. Sometimes. But like, it's important that you have both the control and the W, otherwise you're not gonna get through the atmosphere. You can see we start shaking madly. And then it's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. I apologize for the all the floating radar icons or whatnot. But as soon as we get through this upper layer of the atmosphere and basically go down to atmospheric speed, we should kinda return to a calmer state. All the fire. Through the fire and the flames. This is Sparta! Come on, through the atmosphere already. But yeah, you can kind of start to see the contours of the surface now. That there are some mountains and some flat pits, and that's pretty much it. Like, there are no oceans, there are no different biomes or anything on the planet. It's just this is pretty much Tatooine, except it only has one sun and no great dragons. So it's Tatooine without all the fun stuff. Come on. Are we through yet? Are we through yet? We are through. There we go. Alright, welcome to the atmosphere. Now, you'll notice our cruising speed, we're still in the third gear or whatnot, but the cruising speed is significantly lower than was on the surface. Like, we can't circle the planet at full impulse or anything. Not in the atmosphere, at least. We have to settle for slower speeds. I found the combat speed is pretty good for getting into a sort of a landing position, because, like, believe it or not, at this height the surface looks a lot like the asteroid, which is just completely irregular. But once you actually get close to it and you can see just how big our ship actually is compared to these mountains, you can kind of see why, or you can again get a sense of the scale here. Combat speed is pretty damn maneuverable. Allows us to pretty much stop on the spot here. Right, thrust us and crash into the surface. You know, that's how the professionals do it. Just crash into the surface. Where is a good spot to land? Can we land up in this little hole here? There we are. Yes, we managed to land. Beautiful. So as you can see, once we, like, the ship is a bit tilted at the moment, but as soon as we go in, we adjust, or the field of view adjusts to the gravimetric plating, or whatever it's called, artificial gravity inside the ship. And then out here we have stuff like, what's this? Another decryption key. We have an empty crate, an empty barrel. We have another bit of story, which I'm going to add to my archive. And we have another bit of missile ammo and a bit of missile ammo. We have a lot of missile ammo right now. I don't know how you check your inventory. I also don't know how the hell you actually fire a missile. Because supposedly there's a button called R which allows you to switch weapons, but no matter how many times I press it and fire, it's just the same cannons or whatnot. Anyway, we exhausted that point of interest, so let us ascend a bit and actually see if we can find anything else interesting on the surface here. As you can see, it is pretty much Tatooine. Like, there are big expanses of flat desert, and there's some mountain ranges and such, but everything is desert. I believe one of the communiques I found actually said that this was a fertile land. And I would like to take this opportunity to call whoever sent whoever sent that communique is a bloody liar. This is not fertile land, this is sand and dust. And not a single moisture farm is visible. Right, let us leave this planet actually. Leaving the planet is a lot less trouble than landing on it, I must admit. You can leave it pretty much just by flying straight up. And then at one point, your greater speed is gonna kick in. And we are above the surface. So there's like a bit of... we can have a bit of combat with this guy, I guess. There he is. Let's see how... get our attack run here. And go behind him. And there we go. Oh, we have a good shot on him here. You can't do anything. Piece of cake. It's just one missile there, but screw that missile, we can outrun it. Faster than light drive. Let us have a look. So right now I'm heading for one of these other planets here. And I think I managed to get out of fossil light just in time to actually... I'm gonna try and make a short jump here just to get a bit closer to it. There we go. And as you can see, this is probably the most defended planet there is in the game, from what I can tell. Like, each of those little blobs there indicate a ship or a group of ships. And if we get close enough, you can see that a group of ships like this is no piece of cake, like, especially considering that I think there are some ship upgrades on that planet I left, but in terms of gameplay, it's just not fun enough to go through all the little points of interest, at least for me, in terms of, like, my attention span is not... I have a pretty good attention span, but it's not great enough to search through an entire planet of just yellow sand to find the one point that holds the ship upgrade I need to be able to advance. For that to work, there needs to be a bit more interesting stuff in the planet. The planet needs to have some different biomes, some oceans you can fly across, or oh, there we go. All right, combat. Let's get our asses kicked. Missile lock, barrel roll. Didn't help anything at all, and yeah, as you can see, there have to be some ship upgrades somewhere, but searching through 20-30 points of interest on a planet where every single point of interest is just 5 crates of loot scattered on the surface, it's just not enough game to actually warrant my time. There needs to be more game to it. I mean, the game is very interesting, it's very pretty in its own way. Like, you get an immense sense of scale from just going from the asteroid belt to the surface of planets and such. But a fixed player. Break glass in case of emergency. That won't help. But yeah, I won't risk loading the game again, because that's probably gonna crash it while recording, so you guys get to see a couple extra missiles hitting us. But yeah, just to sum up, pretty good looking game in its own right. It has an art style that's kinda seems to continue throughout the game. The planets, between the planets there are quite a bit of variation, like this one is I think is a volcanic hellhole. There's another one which is an ice biome, where everything is just covered in ice. The first planet, of course, is Tatooine without all the fun stuff, and I think the final planet I've seen is purple. That's all I know, it's purple. Ah, screw that. Menu. So, purple is the final planet. The enemies seem to have quite a bit of variation in them. There are like larger gunships, there are the defense drones, there are the smaller fighters in the asteroid belt. But the whole idea of, like, why are you killing these guys, what's that gain from it, and how's the progress actually work. Some of it is explained in those logs that I skipped past, Some of it's explained in the cockpit, like at the encrypted communiques. But I don't think the game does a good enough job of telling you exactly what you need to be doing if you want to progress, or what's there to do. And on the other hand, if the game is about just free exploration, then first of all, the amount of planets, I don't think there are. I've seen 4 planets that register as actual planets, and then there's all the little asteroids, which is like the little circles you see around me. Sure, there are plenty of them, but they don't have a lot of variation in between them. They don't have a lot of variation between itself. Like, the planet should have several biomes. It should have a frozen poles. It should have a molten inner core, volcanoes and whatnot along ridge lines and such. It should have biomes with liquid water, liquid hydrogen or whatnot. There should be maybe a gas giant that you could try and see how far into you could come. There should be space debris from enemies you've killed. All that sort of thing would do a lot to fill up the universe. But at the moment, it's just kind of an interesting experiment to see, okay, it's a scale. Get a good feel for the scale, but that's pretty much what there is to it. Like, the combat's very basic from what I can tell. It works decently enough. But again, lack of information, lack of purpose if it's a game, or lack of stuff to explore if it's just an exploration simulator. I think that's gonna be my the final line for me here. I'll of course leave a link to the developer's website and the demo in the description. So if you guys want to try the game for yourself, I highly recommend trying it. There's no reason not to try it. It's free. You can play 60 minutes. You can go to the first planet, explore a bit of there, have some combat, have some fun. It's very interesting to explore the first bit, but once you realize that everything's kind of the same, then it kind of wears off. So I'm really hoping that the developers are gonna focus on getting some content, getting some, I don't know, some randomly generated stuff or whatnot. Have some loot from the ships that you defeat. Have a purpose to the loot, like the missile launcher. Tell the player where you get a missile launcher early on, so you can actually use them. And kind of just fill up the game aspect of it. I'm Jerry, and I have been taking a first look at Rodina. I don't think there's enough material in this game to do a let's play, so this is gonna be a standalone video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully if the developers have seen it, they can see my feedback and maybe use it for something. I don't know if I'm a good enough critic for that. In any case, I've had some fun times playing the game, and I recommend you guys play the demo as well. So until next time, bye!